the less desirable patches of waterfront, areas with no beach or too many lilies like the decaying fingers of a neglected woman pushing out of the muck. These were the older people who refused to head up the road to Arkand. They kept rickety docks where the fishermen tied their rusted boats in exchange for some of the catch. The heavily wooded acres that bloomed out from Arkand toward the highway and the smaller roads with hairpinned curves snaking down to the occupied shore, these areas, too, remained up for grabs. In any half-breed home, there were jars of coins and a wistful plan to buy back the land 1 acre at a time, if need be. On these lands, in both the occupied places and those left to grow wild, alongside the community and the dwindling wildlife, there lived another creature. At night, he roamed the roads that connected Arkand to the larger town across the bay, where native people were still unwelcome 2 centuries on. His name was spoken in the low tones saved for swear words and prayer. He was the threat from 100 stories told by those old enough to remember the tales. Broke Lent? The Rogaroua will come for you. Slept with a married woman? Rogaroua will find you. Talked back to your mom in the heat of the moment? Don't walk home. Rogaroua will snatch you up. Hit a woman under any circumstance? Rogaroua will call you family soon. Shot too many deer so your freezer is overflowing but the herd thin? If I were you, I'd stay indoors at night. Rogaroua knows by now. He was a dog, a man, a wolf. He was clothed, he was naked in his fur, he wore moccasins to jig. He was whatever made you shiver, but he was always there, standing by the road, whistling to the stars so that they pulsed bright in the navy sky, as close and as distant as ancestors. For girls, he was the creature who kept you off the road, or made you walk in packs. The old women never said, "Don't go into town, it is not safe for us there, we go missing, we are hurt." Instead, they leaned in and whispered a warning. "I wouldn't go out on the road tonight. Someone saw the Rogaroua just this Wednesday, leaning against the stop sign, sharpening his claws with the jawbone of a child." For boys, he was the worst thing you could ever be. You remember to ask first and follow her lead. You don't want to turn into Rogaroua. You'll wake up with blood in your teeth, not knowing and no way to know what you've done. Long after that bone salt, carried all the way from the Red River, was ground to dust, after the words it was laid down with were not even a whisper, and the dialect they were spoken in was rubbed from the original language into common French, the stories of the Rogaroua kept the community in its circle, behind the line. When the people forgot what they had asked for in the beginning, a place to live, and for the community to grow in a good way, he remembered, and he returned on padded feet, light as stardust on the newly paved road. And that Rogaroua, heart full of his own stories but his belly empty, he came home not just to haunt. He also came to hunt. 1. Joan of Arkand. Searching for the one you lost feels like dying of exposure again and again and again. You are bloodless, single-minded, numb around the edges of the panic and loss. Fingers exist only to dig, legs to pump you forward on blistered feet. You look. You look. You look. You push granola bars between your teeth to get some fuel into your stomach so you can keep going. You piss in the woods to save time, but only after meticulously checking the ground for evidence. You hold your breath when you spot tracks, and then you follow them. Any small sign that he may be close slams electricity into your nerves so that everything is on fire. You are a fever in the woods. But then a broken shoelace is just a shoelace and nothing more.